Hello, AP Scholars. Welcome to another week of AP Language and Composition. It's Mrs. McGeehan here to give you a quick overview of what you will be working on this week. I'm hanging out on the landing page of our course so that I can give you a quick reminder or draw your attention to the announcement up here in case you did not see it. Wanted to remind you all that the cost of the AP exams will in fact be reduced this year for CHS students. We did not think that that was the case, but they will be. That means that they will cost $47.50 instead of the $95 fee that we had discussed. If you already submitted your registration form and paid full price, the school will reimburse you. Remember that registration forms are due a week from today by November 9th. So please work on them. Please get those in. And your payment is not due then until February 2nd. So you have some time for the payment. I also wanted to start from our homepage this morning just to remind you where we have been and kind of where we are going this week as we switch gears. Just a quick reminder that Unit 1 is titled From Literary Analysis to Rhetorical Analysis. We spent the first marking period really digging into some literary analysis for Fahrenheit 451. If you click into the Unit 1 folder, Lesson 3 is where all of the materials for this week are going to be housed. I will, however, provide links to everything in our weekly folder like I normally do. I also wanted to draw your attention to the fact that this week's lesson is called Intro to Rhetoric, the Rhetorical Situation, and Rhetorical Analysis. So you can see that we are going to shift our looking or shift our seeing to how Bradbury and other writers use those strategies and techniques we've been looking at, such as syntax and diction and figurative language, to achieve a more specific rhetorical purpose, which we're going to be exploring this week and, of course, beyond. Rhetorical analysis is really the backbone of the AP Language and Composition class, so we will be doing rhetorical analysis all year long. So this is just an introduction to it. When you click in, you'll see all of the resources that I reference. We're going to start this week by taking a look at the lesson overview. You can read through the lesson essential question, how do we define rhetoric, the rhetorical situation, and rhetorical analysis, and what is the relationship among them? And by the end of this lesson, you can see that we are going to focus on Ray Bradbury's coda. So last week you read the coda for the first time and answered several specific questions about the coda. This week we're going to address the coda again. We're going to revisit it. And this time we're going to look at it specifically for the purpose of doing a rhetorical analysis for the coda. I'll have you start this week by taking a look at this brief overview video of the rhetorical situation, taking a look at some definitions for what rhetoric is, and then I have a fairly lengthy piece on what students need to know about rhetoric. This week is definitely going to feel a little bit more college-like in nature. You will be perusing some of these resources, reading them carefully, and taking your own notes on them. Those notes will ultimately be submitted here where it says rhetoric and rhetorical situation notes. So very much like a college student, again, you're going to be reading the resources that I have posted here or viewing them and taking notes of your own liking, and you can organize them however it suits your brain best. But I do want to see evidence of your reading and evidence of your processing this information. So you will ultimately submit your notes here. We're also going to be taking a look this week at a strategy called Soapstone, if you have never heard of that before. When you click into this, it will give you some guiding questions to focus on as we use the Soapstone method for rhetorical approach. When we think about the Soapstone method, it's an acronym for considering the speaker, the occasion, the audience, the purpose, the subject, and the tone. So you'll be exploring and using this soapstone method to do your rhetorical analysis for the coda, for Ray Bradbury's The Coda. You'll first take a look at those notes on soapstone and the guiding questions that are provided there. Then I'm going to ask that you complete this graphic organizer as you consider the rhetorical situation for Ray Bradbury's The Coda. I have a video in here of me reading the coda. If you'd like to follow along with me, you're more than welcome to do so. One of the strategies mentioned in this How to Read Nonfiction Passages resource is to listen to the passage or the piece as one of the steps that you take when you're reading a nonfiction passage, kind of in the process of completing a rhetorical analysis for it. Finally, I will have you return to the lesson essential questions for the week and answer them in this discussion post. That will be your final step, but before that, you will submit your rhetorical analysis practice, your soapstone for the coda, to this submission spot. So you will open this Word document, you will work within it, you'll save it to your own files, and when you're ready, when you have completed your soapstone exercise for the coda, you will submit it here. As always, if you have any questions this week as you work through the materials and through the learning activities, please don't hesitate to contact me via email or Remind. I look forward to seeing you all this week, and I hope that you have a great week.